Greetings, YouTube. This is Self Mastery 101, and today I have a message from the Lord. So, as you all know, with all of the natural disasters that is happening in the United States is under heavy judgment. The United States has committed a lot of atrocities all around the world, especially when it comes to the strongholds that they have on every country. And then the culture of the United States is to be controlling and to have where people have strongholds on one another. And the Lord gave us free will, and we were supposed to exercise our free will and work for the Lord, with the Lord, and be obedient, and that has not happened. It in fact has happened where humans in the United States are playing God in people's lives, and that is definitely against God's will for us. So, fortunately and unfortunately, unfortunately for all of the control freaks, because they want to control and treat everybody like they're dolls instead of being involved in their own life. Most of the people are a hot mess and have no control over their own lives, but yet they want to create dolls and be a doll-like in other people's lives, like telling somebody what to wear, how to act, what to do, what to believe in, what to say, making unsolicited suggestions. And those days are over. It's coming to a halt. So I had a dream, and the dream, I saw the Lord's hands moving, pushing the hands forward, and everybody, including all of the animals, bowed to him, and they knew who he was. And I heard part of the verse, but then when I spoke to somebody, they told me the verse and said, coincidentally, they studied it. So Philippians 2:10 through 11. And at the name of Jesus, every knee should bow, of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth, and that every tongue should confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. That verse right there is saying, whether somebody believes or doesn't believe, at this point, it really doesn't matter anymore. God's going to just force it and enforce it. I don't know if you are all aware, but there's worlds outside of the worlds that we physically see. And humans have contaminated those extra worlds, and they opened portals to things they shouldn't have because they called themselves playing God. And the anger that I'm getting, that I'm hearing from the Lord, he's not playing. And as you all know, he is very slow to anger. So it takes a lot for him to have wrath. And he's done. He's done with the shenanigans. He's done with the nonsense. And he's taking back his country. So he also gave me this verse last night, actually, Ezekiel 25:17. Ezekiel 25:17 says, and I will execute great vengeance upon them with furious rebukes. And they shall know that I am the Lord when I shall lay my vengeance upon them. I've been witnessing the Lord and his wrath. And that one, not even the devil. There is no devil in hell that wants to deal with the Lord's wrath. He is the creator and he runs everything, and people have overstepped their boundaries. He gave more than enough chances to people, And people, it's just like Sodom and Gomorrah. They just turned everything opposite that the Lord has asked of them and what the Lord, his laws. If one follows the 10 commandments, one will follow all of those intricate laws, state and federal. So it's not pretty. I'm seeing people with their desperation, they're stealing, they're lying, and with what's going on, I've seen where Texas had an unexpected storm where a lot of people went missing and they died. And there was a rumor that the governor made a sly comment about God. However, I researched, Googled, there is nothing showing that the governor said anything against God. It's just God is now operating, he's exercising his authority. If you notice California especially Southern California, like the Los Angeles area, if you notice the earthquakes, the fires, the riots, it's really bad for California because of all of the blasphemous actions that people of Hollywood have done. For example, Ezekiel 25:17, and I will execute great vengeance upon them with furious rebukes. And they shall know that I am the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon them. However, in the movies, I don't know if anybody has seen Pulp Fiction, where the actor said before he killed somebody, he said it was a Bible verse. However, that is not Ezekiel 25:17, and it was a quote from a totally different movie. So the United States, humans are really losing it, and I have seen for myself that there is no creativity because people don't go to the Lord. They're just copying and plagiarizing. And we all know in school, plagiarism is definitely an offense. It's a punishable offense where somebody can get actually kicked out of school for plagiarizing. So why are these people plagiarizing? They talked about our leaders like Dr. Martin Luther King, and they said how he plagiarized. This was well after he was assassinated. And so God is tired of how the rules only apply to certain people, but everybody else can get away with it. So when I saw that, because the Lord led me to look at that particular scene from Pulp Fiction, I compared it with the Bible. I looked at different versions. Ezekiel 25, that is not Ezekiel 25:17, and that contamination from Hollywood has been spread, and people really think they know one quote in the Bible, and that came from a movie. It's not good, and when the Lord reveals things to me, I don't see things the same when he reveals the truth to me. And this has to stop. I also notice where people just, for some reason, they get a rise out of lying instead of telling the truth. I've seen where people are trying to cover up something that there's nothing to cover up. It's like, because people lie out of fear. So what is somebody afraid of with just telling the simple truth? And I have been really plugged in and tuned in with God. He's with me, I'm with him 24/7. And I gossip to him, I give him all the tea, and it's just amazing because nothing comes back. because God keeps all of the secrets. Just be on the lookout. For those who are believers, you are going to see that the Lord is pulling you out of your comfort zone slowly but surely. You will have issues with your jobs, and you will also have people who are seemingly where they were friends with you and they start stabbing you in the back. That's because the Lord is separating believers versus disbelievers. He is about to judge, and he's getting all of us out of the way, from harm's way, and those people will be dealt with. It's about time. It's done. It's out of control. I'm seeing where, even where people are protesting the president, for example. We don't see what the president sees. We're just seeing only the aftermath, and we don't know why the president's doing that. Everybody says, oh, the president's egotistical. However, God is judging right now. The country's under judgment, and the president is actually getting the people who he says are illegal. He's just using that, but he's getting people who are not an enemy to God, he's getting them out of the way, so that he can deal accordingly with his enemies and people who think that they are so almighty and powerful, and how they have been infringing their will on other people and being control freaks. And I'm seeing the desperation of these control freaks, and energetically it is so disgusting. It doesn't even feel right to me when humans give me unsolicited advice. I never ask anybody for their opinion, and they're telling me, well, I think you should do this, and I wouldn't do this. Well, that's what they don't do. I do things differently. And where people put me down because I have my own custom, and I work with the Lord. So when they're putting me down, they're putting the Lord down. So I just look at them like they're crazy and say, yeah, more power to you. It'd be better if you mind your own business. But you are going to see, even with schools, it's unbelievable what these disbelievers has done with our education system. The education system wasn't the best. It's now as of nothing. I'm noticing a lot of children just missing school just because. I had perfect attendance. And I got actually an award for having perfect attendance. And that's how my work ethic was. I came to work every day, but I was doing a mission for God. I never expected to get anything out of humans, which is why I never was down for promotions. I did end with a bigger promotion, and then I saw, oh, this is why the Lord kept me away from these disgusting freaks, these nasty, disgusting people like in upper management. They do a lot of manipulative tactics, and they are energetically attacking all of the employees to control them. I'm not a person that is a controlling person. I only control myself. I don't like to control others, and I don't want people to control me. And people lately have been touching me. It's so disgusting. It's just hideous. And I constantly have to cleanse myself of their energetic fingerprints because they just want to purposely dirty me up. So when you see that people are touching you and they're like, oh, let me see your phone. Oh, let me see this. They want to take your energy. And it's good to keep a phone case on so that you can block them and then just avoid them. Like if you're in a position where you can't say, no, you can't see my phone, you just have to bear with it until you're in the position to not be around that person. They're hideous. And people think that, physically cleaning other things is clean. That's not clean, especially when they have to blend their life with yours and they're just eventually trying to swallow you whole and suck your energy. The Lord is not playing right now. And I've been fighting for my life. I've been fighting to protect my energy, protect my soul. I don't want these people. I don't like being in a position where I don't have full-on control, but what I do is I control myself to my best ability, where it's not going to infringe, but it seems to not be good enough. These people, I actually want to buy people dolls, like AI robot dolls. Go over there and control them. You can turn them on and turn them off whenever you feel like it, and just get out of my face, stay out of my face. You're gross. It's just been the most disgusting time, and I know I'm going to a new stage because the Lord is showing me, He has given me signs that something else is coming, and I will finally be moving forward off of this part of the board. I'm trying not to wig out and flip out, but it's very testing to my emotions. It's very testing to me, and I don't like this energy. And of course, so far as I can see, because of my medical problem, I thought I was leaving the country sooner than later, so that's kind of upsetting. But it's once I get my health stabilized and there's an actual routine. I have a routine now, but there's going to be more to come where it's consistent. And then when I leave the country and get a place where there's universal health care, of course, I will be able to treat my condition properly and never come back to this country again. Like, once I leave a place, I never come back to visit. That's it. I'm done. And people are always shocked the way I drop. I can be just super, super nice as I'm pulling myself backwards, but once I leave, I don't come back. I don't even know, honestly, if the place that they said I grew up in is my actual originating town. But once I left, I came back. That was a mistake. And then I left, and I never went back for nothing. I did not visit, just absolutely not. If you want to talk to me, we can talk on the phone. Why do we have to see each other in person? I think it's just super weird when people want to see a person in person. Like, why? Because I don't want people touching me. It's gross. I don't want hugs. I don't want people hanging over me. I like my energy to myself, and I don't care. I'm being selfish. It is all about me, because that's why I got out of man's world. Once I lost my job, see, people didn't know exactly how I was. They didn't know that I could just drop a person just like that. And these people just kept coming around me and still wanting to talk. And I'm like, oh my goodness, they don't get the message. I don't ever want to talk to these losers again. They're gross. They're hideous. They need to stick with their own kind. I stick to myself. I am my own kind. That is the way it is. And nobody can change my mind. And, places, it reminds me of the story with Samson and Delilah, where Delilah kept asking Samson, where did he get his strength from? Samson kept lying. And then once he gave that passcode, he was done. So a lot of people are really trying to get inside of me, and that's not happening. I know how to push it off, and they just try to have more excuses and more excuses. You cannot sell me. My soul is not for sale. I am with God and God alone. God alone supported me. There is nobody who has ever supported me. God sends the people to support me and works through those people. I don't owe anybody anything. I only owe God and whatever God tells me. So it's brace yourselves, because there's more to come. Just like in the Southeast, in those southern eastern states, all of those disasters that we never even heard of happening over there. It's happening. The United States is under heavy judgment, and how buildings are burning for 40 hours. God is not playing. He's done. These people have overstepped their boundaries. These people, they just won't stop. And they just get into the habit of doing things unfavorable and being disgusting, hideous human beings. So now God is taking over, and I absolutely love it. And I can tell if there's a person that's annoying to God, because as soon as they ask me something, and when God says no, he did that one time, and it was like my whole body ricocheted when I heard no. And I had no choice but to tell the person no. Because God's done. Because God knows everybody's intentions, good or bad. Even people who believe or disbelieve, it doesn't matter. We are God's creations. Whether we like it or not, he made all of us in his image. Whether somebody believes, likes, or loves, he's in control. And that is, every knee should bow. And whether somebody likes it or not, they're going to be forced. People are talking about the apocalypse, where they're there's going to be the 666, and it's going to be this mark. People have been creating biblical stories, like making the stages of this world into a biblical story, the bad, hideous parts. However, they do not have control. They do not have power. Just the Bible is our roadmap, and we're not supposed to force anything to happen. So now God's taken that, and where people said, oh, Satan's going to rule, he ruled 1,000 years. No, that is because people allowed it. People were being too lazy to run it, so they allowed ignorant people to run everything. That also wasn't Satan. And where they say the devil made me do it, no, that's the person's nasty, disgusting ways. And God is judging everybody, including the devil. And people have done that blame game with the devil made me do it. No, the person made themselves do it. The person always had twisted thoughts. That isn't the devil. That is that person's decision. And nobody makes anybody do something. The person decided to do it. And I know sometimes it's hard, especially when a person is very convincing and when a person is super controlling and they just won't let on until you give them what they want. It's still no excuse. So just keep your eye on the prize, stay focused on yourself, mind your own business, and stop trying to control people, and you will be just fine. Because God right now, his vengeance is, it's with fury. It's no joke. And for those people who are controlling, I get that people who are controlling, they just want to be controlled. And that's what is about to happen. And that is what's happening, because God is taking back his world, whether we like it or not. I hope this helps everyone. Have a blessed one.